And welcome back to another episode of New York Queens Unplugged. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Nay.
And this is our guest host, Latasha. She's one of our producers, and she's here to join the show today.
I would like to thank all of our queens and kings from joining and watching the show. Thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate you guys. And if you're new here, if this is the first time watching the show, we thank you for watching today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate that. Thank you.
No, we definitely appreciate it. We are a new YouTube channel, and by you liking and subscribing to the channel, it helps with the YouTube algorithm. It helps push us out there so more people get to know that we're here on YouTube. So today we would like to address the unaliving of Kadir and Nazir Lewis. They were found on top of Bell Mountain, which is located in Hiawassee, Georgia, in Towns County. These two young men, they're twins, and they were supposed to be meeting friends in Boston, and they never made their flight. For some reason, there was a gentleman by the name of Scott Curlin, who is a volunteer firefighter, who was arrested for misdemeanor obstruction for taking pictures of the crime scene. The two young men were found at the site with gunshot wounds. They don't say how many, and they don't disclose that if there was a gun found at the scene or not, or if there was one found. And the family has a lot of questions, and so does the public. And that's what we're here to talk about today, about the unaliving of these two twin boys, these two twin black boys that were found on top of this mountain. And they're trying to say that it was a murder-suicide. The family said that these boys have never even had as much as a fight amongst each other, that they were that close, that they were very protective of one another. So this is something that is near and dear to my heart. I have boys of my own. To think that your children are going away on a trip to meet friends and they never ever make it, and to be found on a mountain and you didn't even know that they hiked, let alone knew where that particular part of the mountain was. What's your take on that?
I just don't understand how they had a 7 a.m. flight to Boston. I'm trying to understand, how did they get on the mountain? It's a mountain, so I'm confused. It just baffles me, the whole situation.
Yeah. There's so many questions that you have because you don't know what happened. You don't know if someone else was involved. You really just don't know, and to just I don't even know what to say because you really just don't know what to say. And like, if somebody had a gun, did they find it? What evidence do they have? Stuff like that. So it's really hard to say.
My question is, where were they coming from? Do they live in Georgia? Did they say they live in Georgia?
Well, they were traveling from Lawrenceville, Georgia, and they were supposed to be going to Boston, but obviously they never made it to Boston. Their bodies they left from Lawrenceville on March 7th. I'm not quite sure if they lived in Lawrenceville or they were just leaving from Lawrenceville. I don't know if that's where their home is, but I know that their bodies were found on March 8th on Summit Bell Mountain, which is 90 miles away from where they were. So the families all collectively say that they've never even heard of them even knowing about that mountain. So for them, they're like, how would they get up there? They don't even know of them hiking. So for them, they're baffled. And then to know how close they were, they're like, listen, these are our loved ones. We know them inside and out. And we don't know of them ever even having a fight. So to unalive one another, for it to be a murder-suicide, that's what you're saying, because as of right now, the GBI, which is the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which is a state law agency in Georgia, they're the ones that are handling the investigation according to Google. So
it's a lot you have to look into because, gunshot wounds, we need to know where were the gunshot wounds, because if it was a murder-suicide, one would have to shoot themselves in a certain way. So yeah, it's a lot to this one. I don't know. I just, I pray for the families. I pray that I know this is a rough time for them, and man, I don't know how I would. I can't even imagine. I'm just gonna keep you guys in our prayers, and I really hope that there's justice is served. Whatever happened, it comes to light. I really do.
Well, the biggest thing that I'm blown away about is that this gentleman, Scott Curlin, he was a volunteer firefighter, because they now have fired him from the fire department, which, it doesn't really do anything for the families, but they have fired him from the fire department. And he has shared the pictures of the unaliving of these two boys. And he shared the pictures with the town's county school. Wow. Yes. So the children of the school are sharing this picture. So now not only do you have an open investigation, but now you have the pictures of these children that were killed. Well, these young men, because they were shy of 20 a few weeks before their birthday. But these children, to me, because they're kids to me, because, and now their pictures of their unaliving is being spread all out throughout the school. And this is an open investigation. How does that happen?
How do you have pictures of these unaliving? To my understanding, there was some hikers walking by that found them.
He was the hiker.
Wow. He was the hiker?
He was one of the, I guess he was, and he took pictures, yes.
What?
Yes. So I find that very suspect, and I feel like I'm just going to say it, if it was a person of color who did that, they would be the prime suspect. They would be, there would be no misdemeanor of obstruction.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They would be the prime suspect. That would be it. The book would be thrown at them. They say, innocent till proven guilty, but, we all know. And
how you stumble upon it, and then it just so happened you start sharing the pictures.
Exactly.
That's disgusting.
Weird.
Do you not have kids? Do you not just have any morals or anything like that? Okay. What about the parents and how they feel, the family? That's really terrible and sad.
No, it is sad. And, the family has been in different interviews, and they've talked about, they have pretty much tried to stay away from social media because they do not want to stumble upon this. They don't want to see it. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to see it either. I wouldn't want to see my loved ones' final moments or, leading up to it. I just would not want to live that.
You have to keep replaying that over and over and over in your head.
Deep. I would want to remember my son the way I remember him, not on a mountain like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, we just ask social media to do what social media does. And if anybody out there knows anything about these young men, and if you've seen them traveling, if they possibly stopped at a store, or if you have any cameras, so please forward any information that you have over to the GBI, which is the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, which is like the FBI for the state of Georgia. And we have the families in our prayers, and that's pretty much about it. Do you guys have any final words?
I'm praying for everyone involved. Seek justice and just get justice. It's hard. Really difficult.
Oh, it is. So we have been talking about a topic that's been a little, I don't know, we've been going back and forth on the phone about it because there's some people in the news that, some celebrities in the news that we really, really like. And of course it's...
it kind of brings us to this topic. Some things that's been going on in social media that everybody's aware of. So we just, being that this has been going on, we just came up with a topic about,
why are side chicks glorified over wives?
Over wives, over marriage, So I just,
I don't know why it's becoming the new norm.
Yeah. So, and that's what I was saying. I was like, I said, it's funny how everything that's wrong is right, and everything that's right is wrong nowadays.
Yes.
I strongly believe in the secrecy of marriage. I feel like if you're, and I'm not. I really would hope that everybody that is married, they will try to work on their marriage first and foremost. And then, of course, if all else fails, then, move on. But I just hate the fact that if someone steps out the marriage or decides to be with someone else, it's glorified more than, rooting for that marriage or rooting for that person to work on their marriage. That's just how I feel.
And the reason why that became such a big topic, because Nay and I were talking over the past couple of days, and as everybody knows, you see Clarissa Shields and Pat Poose a lot on social media, and Remy Ma, and these are people that Remy Ma and Pat Poose, we've been rooting for Black love, and they have been the symbol of Black love. And one of the things that you may see on social media is a lot of women be like, oh, we're so happy for Pap, and we're all for happiness for anyone, but we just feel like, when it comes to a marriage, why is it so many women root for the side chick? Like, what is it about that? Regardless of the situation, regardless of what happened, regardless of who did what, we are not here to point fingers at all. We're just saying, at the end of the day, you took vows, and why is it that the person who is outside of those vows is the individual that's being lifted up, is the person that's being rooted for? And so that's...
I think it's really difficult because I'm a married woman, but it's really difficult to know what is going on in the bedroom of people.
Exactly. It's true.
And although people are choosing sides, it's really because I'm on Remy all day.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm sorry, but it's really hard to
love you, Remy.
I've heard both sides. People is on Remy's side, people is for Pap's side, but it's like you don't know what happened. You don't know. I've heard stories about allegedly Pap was doing stuff. Then you hear about Remy doing stuff. You just really don't know. That's why I try not to get in people's business.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
You never know what happened.
It's true. And that's why we said, like, at the end of the day, it's not about who did what. Right. We're just talking about the whole sanctity of marriage. Right. Why is it that people on the outside of that will glorify the person that's on the outside of that marriage? Right. And so that's what baffles us, because we had a debate about it. Like, what makes it where someone could be sleeping with a man and he's married and people are like, oh yeah, I'm rooting for y'all. But why? I mean, he's married to another woman. Don't you think he should get out of that marriage first before he jumps into another relationship? Yes. Don't you think that marriage should be dissolved? And so that's what we were talking about. Yeah. Not so much about like what led up to that person doing that, because we don't know. We don't, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even care. But I've just noticed that over the past couple years that just individuals, and not just that situation, but other situations, even people I know, like they're going through something with their husband or they're going through something with their wife, and then you have people on the outside rooting the person that they're cheating on, rooting for the person that they're cheating on with. So cheating with, sorry. And so that's why we talked about that. And so one of the things we want to touch base on is, why is the side chick glorified? And I know one of the reasons is because the man may feel vulnerable to her because she's given sensitive information. She knows things that possibly the wife doesn't know. And that may be that, how his feelings or things that he's going through, maybe he feel like he can't express to his wife, or you know what I mean? So that's just some of the things. Do you guys have anything to add?
I think most of the time it's because what he's going through is mainly with the wife maybe, and he's venting to the
Sometimes
side
they
chick.
want their cake and eat it too.
That's true. That's
We
true.
know that. We know
but
that.
It's
We
just
know that.
like
That's true. That is true.
We know that. I noticed. If you notice, they have the reality shows of the side chicks of LA and the side chicks of this and that, and I'm like,
Okay, I guess
wow.
I'm out of loop. I didn't hear about that one.
Oh, you didn't know?
Atlanta
No, they
too.
have reality shows on side chicks in different states, and
Okay.
it's like a group of them, just like Love and Hip Hop or Housewives. It's the same. Instead of Housewives, is side chicks.
Okay.
I said,
I
you
just
know
be
what?
so confused.
It's-
Like they just like embracing the side chick. Like that's just okay. Like I don't understand
It's like the
that.
new
Like
norm.
yeah, like it's okay. Like she had knowingly had an affair with a married man and had a baby of what I know on Love and Hip Hop, but it's just like now they're all glorifying it. Oh, I'll embrace you. She made a mistake. Like I wouldn't want you around me. I really
exactly.
wouldn't you because you could do it to me.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
right.
so true. We just saw something on social media where this woman had been seeing this man for quite some time, and she went to the wife and she told the wife, "I'm pregnant with your husband's baby," and her response was, "We're a team.
That's right.
Like, welcome to the
Yeah.
family. Like, I'm not leaving my husband, and if that's what you thought was gonna happen, it's not. So, you know, you and your baby are more than welcome, but I'm not going anywhere."
Oh wow.
And so I guess that wasn't the response that the side chick expected. And
She thought she was just gonna give her husband up.
No,
Like, go ahead,
please.
girl.
It-
Go
she
have
was
him.
like, "We're a team," and she's like, "Listen, he came to me and told me he made a mistake. Now that's left to be seen if he's going to continue with that or not." But she let her know, "Welcome to the family, boo, because I ain't going nowhere."
You know what I noticed? It's easier for, as it always is, for a woman to accept certain things from a man than it is for a man to accept from a woman.
No,
That
that's true.
just goes without saying. It's always been like that for whatever reason. We are more forgiving and will accept more than a man would. A man is not going to. They bare minimum. You do any little thing, and
Yeah.
they could have done something to you, and you retaliate, and now you're like the most horrible person in the world.
Oh, they can't get over
and
it.
they can't get over it. They can't. It's
No.
horrible. It's,
No, they
it's
can't
a
get over
shame.
it.
But we take them back. So in that situation, I think more. The husband is probably. I'm sure he. They, like I said, maybe they have businesses together. Maybe they just have so much they built together. Maybe he makes a lot of money. Whatever the case may be. So she's not going to give up on that easily. Like, that's just what it is. She's like, okay, well, let the baby, welcome to the family. Because I'm not going nowhere. I'm comfortable.
exactly. You gotta
Yeah.
get in how you fit in.
Yes. So, I would like to ask, what's the difference between a side chick and a hoe? Like, what would you think? Like, what would you say is the difference
I think the
between the
difference,
two?
a hoe is just giving up the vajayjay, and I think a side chick is doing the responsibilities maybe of a wife, but without the title. You know, cooking dinner, doing breakfast, and washing clothes, and doing stuff like a wife does, but you don't have that title. That's what I think. That's the difference of that.
I feel like a side chick is probably more, they understand their role more, probably, and they accepted a role and they're living up to that role. Like responsible, maybe, he comes to me for comfort. He comes to me when he needs a break. And then maybe he gives her, takes her on trips and wines and dines her. They vice versa. I do something for him. He does something for me.
So there's
and
an
they have
even exchange.
Yeah, and the whole is more, like you said, just somebody I smash, and she might I don't know. Sometimes I say when I say hoe, and not saying all hoes is not ratchet, but I feel like it's more the chick that I'm gonna tell your wife that you was sleeping with me. But a side chick is
Exploit
not
your
gonna,
business, yeah, ruin your family,
right?
yes, definitely.
A side chick just knows her role, and she's accepted it. Not saying that they won't catch feelings too. I'm sure they do, and eventually want the man to leave, but they should know what it's about. Like,
yeah,
he's not going nowhere. He's not leaving his wife.
I would think that would be a little, like, I don't know, a little crazy for you to have those type of expectations going in. But I mean, women do. Like, if you're going into a relationship knowing that somebody is married, I think those expectations to have that person to leave, to want to leave, is crazy to me. Like, just to expect for that to happen is wild. But, you know, there's a lot of people out there that do expect it and want it and demand it, you know, because they get caught up and for some reason think that that's their partner too, you know, because they're investing time
Falling in love.
and falling in love.
Yeah, because you can't help that. You know, love is love. The heart, you know, we still human. So
that's when the feelings get involved. And just get crazy.
But what about when it turns the other way? When that person doesn't want a relationship and now you have the person who's married that's putting demands on the side chick. How does that work? How would you think that would work?
Okay, let me better understand. You're saying that it's
the husband and wife, they're married. Okay,
Yeah.
they're husband and wife, they're married. And he has a side chick. Now he's putting demands on the side chick. He's putting demand on his piece.
Oh, okay. That he wants something that he would want the wife to do, but now
like just demands, period. Like, say, you know, that's her side piece, so she could do whatever she wants. So if she's talking to other dudes, if she going out, you know what I'm saying? She don't got no man.
That's
like,
how it happened,
you know?
Yeah.
What happens?
They like they want their cake.
Yeah, like
and
how does that?
I only want you to be with me. Nobody, you can't have nobody else. Excuse me, you're married. Like,
why you not in the house? Because I'm not supposed to be.
Don't you got a curfew?
Not speaking from experience, but I'm just saying. So, yeah. So I'm just wondering how, you know, all that stuff would work and play out. I just see all these things on these topics on social media and people coming out with story 1 and story 2 and story 3. And now there's like a compilation of so many stories of women being side chicks, and some, you know, hey, it worked out for them, and some it just totally went left, you know. And it's also a dangerous game too, because you never know the mental health of somebody.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you just never know, like it could put you in a really dangerous place, you know. So
we see a lot of that, and we even see that in movies.
No,
you know,
definitely.
The side chicks, they go crazy and they become obsessive. And
shout out to Tubi.
no shout outs yet.
They want to take the they want to take the wife's place, and oh my God,
yes,
yeah, you got to be careful. These men got to be careful. Stop thinking with that,
and vice versa too. It's not just the men. The women have to be careful. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, because we didn't touch base on that, because women have side dudes too.
Yeah, women got side dudes.
Yeah,
and then next thing you know, they hunting you down, the man down. They even coming for the kids. It's not funny. Kids. It's not funny, but listen, you see so many things nowadays. People are not playing. Okay, they do. They
people
don't care.
Psychotic.
Yes, they really are. They don't care. Now. They coming for the kids. I've heard people say 7 and up can get it.
What?
Yeah, I've heard people say that 7 and up can get it. So like, they coming for the kids too. They don't care. They do not care. It's very crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
guys.
We live in a crazy world.
We do.
We definitely do.
Definitely
do.
But yeah. So I don't know. I just hope everyone, like, you guys, man, keep it. I mean, try to talk. I know it's hard. Try to talk to your wives and your husband. Try to figure something out. Think about, you know, if y'all could see if y'all could mend things, and then if all else fails, okay, go ahead, get the divorce, and then I mean you can hold on until you get the divorce. It ain't that deep. You don't have to have somebody at that moment.
Because I wonder if, like, say if, you know, a man got his side chick, but he still has his wife. If something happened to that man, you're not getting nothing. The woman, the wife is going to get it. The wife, you probably won't even
you
be
can't
invited
even
to
come
the
to the
funeral.
funeral.
No, listen, there's been instances where the side chick has
right.
asked, can I come to the funeral?
Girl,
Like,
you think,
Are you
like,
out your mind?
Listen,
no, you are not invited.
it's like, okay, you can come, but I don't know if you're gonna be leaving. you
gonna
might
be
be
right next
buried
to
with
him.
his. You might be buried with his ass.
Exactly.
You want to come and all the family there and everything. They all want to whip your ass.
Listen.
Drunk.
Some females just don't care. They're like, hey, it is what it is.
I loved him. Girl, who cares?
You was wrong. You know that man was married.
Exactly.
Should have left him alone.
Kick rocks.
And so what happens, I wonder if, I'm pretty sure there's been instances where the husband has probably like left everything to the side chick.
What? What was this? I didn't know that was possible. Oh, well, I guess if they do a will, but that's horrible.
It is horrible.
What?
No, I'm just saying, I believe there probably was an instance. Because you know what?
I'm pretty sure,
I'm pretty sure there has to be. Because there's so much going on nowadays. Like, but no, it's not a funny issue. It's just, it's an issue that we brought up because we're seeing it more and more. And it's like, why are the side chicks glorified over the wife? And it should not be. It just really shouldn't. Regardless of what the situation is, like, men, have respect for your wives. Like, you married them for a reason. Have respect for them. You know, if you're in a relationship and you're not married and you don't want to be with that person,
Leave it
or
alone.
even a marriage, just leave. Like, you know, do what you got to do it the right way. You know, of course, try to fix your marriage. Try to fix it. Go to counseling, go to your church, go to therapy, whatever you have to do, try to fix it. But if you absolutely can't, don't bring in another person into your relationship, because it's only going to make things like 10 times worse.
It is. And think about, especially the ones with children, think about your children. You know, like we were saying earlier, there's a lot of people with psych issues, and you would never know.
No,
So you
it's
bringing
true.
a third party involved, and you getting their feelings involved.
They energy.
Right. They ready to
Yeah.
get you, your family, get the kids. They want to get you where it hurts. You gotta
Yeah,
be
no, it's
careful
true.
out there.
And nowadays, women are coming with receipts, fellas.
Oh yeah.
And ladies, men are coming with receipts too.
Yeah.
Yes, men are coming with receipts because
Everybody just be pillow talking.
no, they really do.
Like, shut up.
They they really
Right? No, but that's so true, because it's like, yo, you know what you doing and it's wrong, but you sitting up there telling the side chick all your business and what's
And
going
then
on.
that's giving her ammunition to go to the wife and just say
Right.
everything and lay it all out.
I
Like, not you
can't.
telling this girl my business.
yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It's so true. Yeah. And then, you know, at the end of the day, it causes a state of, well, it can cause, it, not always, because it depends on the person. It can cause a state of depression. It can make that person, you know, really, really depressed, because now they're looking at, not only is my husband cheating on me, but he's telling this woman all of my business. This woman is carrying back all this news to me. You know what I mean? And I'm literally sleeping with the enemy.
So
You know what I mean?
Who else she telling?
Exactly. Well, not so much he, because
her.
she may not be the only side chick. He may have multiple, depending on the man and his energy. You never know.
And sometimes, you know, the situation, maybe it could have worked out. Maybe the marriage could have worked out, but, you know, putting this person in the equation, this other person, it can make things worse.
Yeah.
You know, I just would give it a chance, because, you know, always when you have a side chick or a side dude, it can make things worse. Even though I've heard that it sometimes it makes it better. I've heard of that too. I can't lie. They say that, having somebody on the side might bring more spice into the marriage. I've heard that. I'm saying that's what they say.
Well, now they have a lot of what's called polyamorous relationships. So
well, yeah, that's
people really don't have to be accountable. So you can kind of do you.
Would y'all do it?
Me, no, I wouldn't.
I have, and they also, a lot of people now, they in marriages, they are what do you call it when they all
Multiple wives.
no, not multiple wives. It's like a society where
like polyamory. Yeah,
it's
polyamory.
But they're not in relationships.
No,
they're just having like menage a trois or whatever. They go to these parties and they have intimate.
Well, those are swingers.
Swingers. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people feel like being a swinger, it helps their relationship. Because, well, I guess because what else is it? Why would you cheat if your husband going out there cheating? Just y'all know about it. So that's big, and I think that's big out here too. That's big.
I think in a marriage it could get really boring. So that's probably why they try and do different things, because in a marriage it could get really boring. Like, okay, what's next? Let's try something next. I haven't did it, but that's what the people probably think.
Allegedly, no.
That's funny. Yeah.
I ain't doing all that.
Yeah,
and they have parties too. They have the swingers party. I've been invited to one. I never went. Why are you looking at me?
Oh, sorry.
It just was an invite.
Hello, it was an invite. That's it.
Like, what?
I never been. I was invited to one.
Did you think about it?
Like, no.
No,
I was scared.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to that.
Yeah,
I'm like, girl, you go to those? Oh my God. Like, yeah, I was scared.
Yeah.
To each his own. I don't know.
Yeah,
to each his own.
I was like,
mean,
no,
it may
I'm
be
good.
fun, but I don't think
can't say. I don't know. I don't, because I don't know. I can't say, because, you might deal with somebody. Sometimes it's certain men that bring certain things out of you. I don't know. I'm just saying, sometimes you could deal with somebody that might bring that side. You be like, I would never think I would do this. But
I mean, I feel like this. When you have a partner and it's, I believe in being with that one person that I'm with. Yeah. You have a partner and y'all want to swing from a chandelier, do whatever you want to do, do whatever pleases you. Hey, do you. You feel what I'm saying? But for me to be like at a swingers party and swapping out partners, no, I'm
sorry. I don't mean, because to me, but I'm saying
that's nasty. For me,
how are they doing that? Because it's like, do y'all stop, pause, and put on a new condom, or y'all just swapping and swapping? I'm just asking.
I don't know.
Because it's like, how are y'all just, let's go on, and then here she come, and then you start doing her, and are y'all wearing condoms?
I don't think they use protection.
They don't.
Yeah.
But they might have something where people are being tested before they actually enter these parties.
I mean, nothing no more. You see what happened?
No, it doesn't.
The guy that had HIV. You heard about that, right?
Yeah.
And it's undetected, but the girl found out and was furious. So you just never know.
No, you don't know. But I mean, again, like people just, they're gonna do what they want to do. It is what it is. At the end of the day. I mean, I guess like if you have, there's men out there that just love women, period. They just, they like different types of women. It doesn't matter, and I just say be single. Just be honest. Be like, listen, I date.
Well, some people want to be married for different reasons.
Yeah.
Some maybe it's a benefit that helps.
Yeah, no, that's true.
They want the idea of the family, but in all reality, they know, like, they want to be intimate with multiple people, but they want the marriage. Maybe they're pressured by their family. It could be anything.
And maybe they really do love each other.
Yeah.
Maybe they really do love each other, but sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you see it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
You guys are funny.
No, I definitely agree with that. I don't know. This was a topic that honestly, we've been going back and forth for like maybe like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Because we love Remy.
Oh, we love you, Remy.
Yeah. So,
and I really hope. I'm just hoping. I hope things work
Here
out
we
for
go.
you guys. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Of course. We all would love to see that.
But you know, whatever. Like I said, I don't know the situation, but I would love to see that. That would be beautiful. That Black Loves reunites.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they husband and wife.
They
and they
are.
can always
And you
come
have
back
that
together.
beautiful baby girl.
So right.
Y'all had your blended family. It was beautiful.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. So here on New York Queens Unplugged, we are rooting for the wife.
Wife. We team wife over here.
Team wifey over here. Yes,
if you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know. All day, every day.
Yes.
So do you ladies have anything else that you'd like to talk about today?
Off the zone.
Yes.
No. I don't know.
Wait, real quick. Let me give a shout out to my homeboy. Yesterday was his birthday. Fred Love of the Violators podcast. We're going to celebrate with him tonight. We're not going to say where, but we're going to celebrate with him tonight. So that should be fun. He was supposed to be joining us today and was unable to. He had his own podcast and they're having a little celebration for him. So
Happy birthday, Fred.
Yes, happy birthday. We love you here on New York Queens Unplugged.
Yes, we do.
And he will be joining us again. And we can't wait to celebrate with him tonight.
Yeah.
That should be a lot of fun.
It's lit.
Yes.
Shimmy.
It's always lit.
Yeah.
We lit.
Yes, it's always lit when Fred's around.
Oh, gosh. We ridiculous.
He's a character.
Yes, he's so funny. We love him.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
Not really.
All right. What about you? Well, this is Tasha. Yes, we introduced
Hi,
you.
Yes.
What was it, last week? She is our producer, and she helps me stay on track.
Oh my gosh. My gosh.
She helps me stay on track because I'm doing a little bit of everything. So
She all over the place.
all over the place, doing a little bit of everything. So she really helps me stay on track. So I appreciate her. I love her. She's been with me for a very long time. So nobody can have her. She's all mine.
They gonna come.
They gonna come. Okay, they can come. But yes, and I just want to tell you I appreciate you. I'm giving you your flowers now.
Thank
I
you.
do. I love you. We have a friend in the studio, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
Yes, I wanted him to be here for our DL dilemma, but he was out of town at that time.
Huh.
Yes. So he could spill some tea, but we will have him on for part 3 because we're still getting requests to kind of keep that conversation going because some people feel like we didn't really get down to the gist of everything, the nitty gritty that they wanted to hear. So we will be bringing.
I want to hear some more tea.
Yeah,
some tea with some lemon.
Yeah,
that's what
and
I
a little
want.
sugar added.
Okay,
and
just
we
a
want it
little bit.
stirred. It's so funny because even Fred had reached out to me. Sorry, Fred, I'm putting you on the spot here. Fred had reached out to me. He was like, "Wait a minute." He said, "I'm not into all of that, but it was to each his own." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wait, your guest said." He had his first encounter when he was 13. I was like,
crazy.
I was like, listen, it happens a lot. And this is why we're bringing awareness to it. Like, you have grown men that are preying on younger men. And I don't even think that my guest, I don't even know because I haven't talked to him about it. But I don't even think that he knows that he was preyed on. You know what I mean? Because he was 13. At 13, you can't consent to anything.
No, you don't know nothing.
You don't know anything. You know what I mean? I remember when I was 13, I couldn't even make the decisions if I was going to buy Peanut Chews or Big Blow. I was like, wait, I'm confused. What am I going to get? I'm at the store. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like it was a life-changing decision.
Exactly.
So I couldn't even imagine being in a relationship with a grown person at 13 and making any type of decision. you know,
taking advantage of,
and taking advantage of him. So, you know, I commend him for coming on our podcast and telling his truth and telling his story. You know, we love you. We thank you. But
it definitely needs to be a part 3.
It definitely needs to be a part 3. And that's what people have reached out and said, listen, we need to hear more because we're getting different perspectives, but we don't think we're getting the whole perspective. And so, like I said, my friend Fred, he was kind of blown away about that because he's like, wow, if that was my kid and I knew that. And at the time when he was telling me, when he was telling us, you know, and telling the world, you know, the story, you know, his truth, it didn't really sink in until after when I watched it. And I'm like 13. Oh my God. I have a 16-year-old. I would die. Like, I would try to kill somebody, you know?
Yeah,
So he kept saying, sorry, mom. And I'm like, oh, you know, it wasn't clicking at the time. But yeah, it's when I watched the replay, I'm like, wow, yes. He said 13. So, yeah, I'm thankful for him for feeling safe enough here to be able to share that with everybody. Like, you know, we thank you for that. And he will be back because he wants to come back and kind of hang out with us.
Part 3.
Yes, part 3. So, I cannot wait. You ladies have anything else before we close it up?
Real quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I am an actress also.
Yes.
Okay.
I do PA stuff also. So, and my name is Latasha Davis.
Yes.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I think that's it because I don't do Twitter. But yes.
You got to tell them your handle on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram is Latasha R. Davis. LATASHAR Davis. DAVIS.
There you go.
All right. Okay.
So we thank you all for watching again another episode of New York Queens Unplugged. You can find us on our Facebook page at New York Queens Unplugged. You can find us on TikTok at New York Queens Unplugged. You can find us on Instagram at New York Queens Unplugged. And you can find us on Snapchat, and that's NYQ Unplugged on Snapchat. And we thank you.
Remember, so always wear your crowns.
Yes.
Kings and queens.
Yes.
Because you are a queen. I'm sorry.
Yes.
That's okay. She had to
You're a
imagine
queen, too.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, you can have mine for today. Because you're a queen.
Yes,
y'all.
yes, yes.
I ain't gonna know how to act, y'all. Look at that.
Yes. Ooh.
Anyway.
And we thank you for joining another episode
Yes,
of New York
thank
Queens
you.
Unplugged.
We love you guys.
Always remember to wear your crown.
Yes.